Hey everybody, welcome back. We got another Marvel Future Revolution video for you. Got a couple more tweets, information, game modes, characters thrown at us. Want to cover this stuff a little bit as it comes out because I'm frankly getting more and more hyped about the game. I don't know if they doing that on yeah, they're doing that on purpose. They're definitely doing it on purpose. Which makes me feel like we might be getting something, maybe a beta or a launch date at least sometime soon. They've been pretty consistent about posting. I mean, I'm just looking at it here basically like every day, at least since the 10th. They had a couple days off between the 10th and the 7th, but yeah, and then before that it was for about a week straight. It looks like they're only taking off weekends, so they're really ramping up some of the promos here, which I love. So let's jump into the video. We'll see what they've got over the last couple days. Anybody who is new to the channel, we got a Discord link in the description below. It helps follow along any of the content that we put together. Also, we've got a 10K giveaway once we get to 10,000 subscribers, so if you're interested, follow along on that Discord link, because YouTube is kind of weird with their algorithms. Even if you're subscribing, it's better to be on Discord so you can see when stuff gets posted. But subscribe, and once we get to that 10,000 mark, we are going to do a giveaway. So anyway, all right, let's jump into this info.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so the first tweet that we're going to look at is just a tweet from Marvel Future Revolution. It talks about, I'm organizing a special strike force for a raid. You're just the person I need to take point on the mission. In Blitz mode, get to that in a second, neutralize super villains that have amassed power in the newly converged primary Earth. So first, before we get into the Blitz mode part, let's look at this image here. We've already seen Red Skull, MODOK, Ultron, though there looks to be a gold Ultron there, kind of fun. Nebula, I don't recall seeing Nebula. I recall seeing Yellow Jacket in a gameplay video where he was a boss. We've got two new characters here in Kingpin, as well as we'll jump over to the text from Danny Koo, who's also he's a director of the game, actually, and that jumps to his but he specifically talks about Arnim Zola, who's a Hydra. If you remember in the movie, remember that short guy in Cap, the first Avenger, and then in gosh, what was it, Winter Soldier maybe, that or maybe Civil War, I forget exactly, but the guy who's in the computer. So that's what we got in this little robot here, where it looks like, I think you can kind of maybe see his face behind Nebula a little bit there. So that's the villains we've got in here. A couple new ones we had not seen before. The part that I find interesting in this is the in Blitz mode. Neutralize super villains that have amassed power in the newly converged primary Earth. I talked about this in the last video a little bit, where it seems that they're creating, and you can kind of see this off to the this way, you know, there you go, that direction. See where it says headquarter cluster? There seems to be these different areas that I believe they're going to create, and then you can go into those areas and play the different game modes that they've got. I'm assuming they're going to be servers that you can basically log into, and everybody's going to be basically in this giant MMO world within that server doing whatever it is. So in Blitz mode, I envision this to be a sort of tower mode, or where you just continue to get different villains coming over and over and over. I'd like to think and hope that it is a borderline endless mode, and that even if you get through, I'd say the first, I'd say there's 10 characters in there. The first 10, then they'll do that same 10 again, but harder. And it'll almost be like, well, yeah, you can go forever if you're strong enough. And it gives you maybe some additional rewards. It will rank you and say, you know, player X is able to get through, you know, wave 420 or wave 40 or whatever, and they're the best in the world or whatever. People really like doing stuff like that. They like to compete against each other. We like showing each other, I'm better than you. So I could see something like that popping off. But yeah, I really liked what they had here. Danny, when he covered this, well, the part I liked is he says, bring your friend, form a team and let's go raid some supervillains. So now I don't know if he's trying to say that there's also going to be raids that are separate this, or if he's trying to say that the Blitz mode is a sort of raid mode. But what I do like about this is that he's telling you, like, hey, you and your friend or friends or whatever are going to be able to play this mode together. That to me is what I like the most about gaming. Is I like to develop friendships in the games. I like to coordinate with people in the games. And honestly, when they've got stuff like costumes or skins or whatever, that's really when I get into those, because I'm like, hey, friend who I'm playing with all the time, or other people who might come along our path, look at this cool costume that I have that I can very frequently show off. So under circumstances like that, I could see skins being very, very popular, and frankly, I think people will buy them. So, and then Danny says in this also, let's not talk about the Golden Ultron yet. That's like I'd mentioned before, like this skin here, I'm assuming that's going to be a skin that we can get, and that's pretty dope. So, all right, so that's one of the tweets that we got. The other one that's come out recently is Star-Lord, and it's just starting the video here. So let's go to this tweet here, and let's blow up what we got. And we're going to actually bring up the sound for a second. We'll listen along here. We want to make sure to hear this. And there we go. Let's turn that down just a tad. All right. We've got So they've got voice actors obviously in here. He says he's playable at launch. So when they have stuff like that, I am really down for stuff like, assuming it's not super annoying and repetitive. I love voice actors. Look, the more they can throw people into stuff like this, actors, actresses, etc., I think the better, especially if it makes the game more fun. I do want to make a comment that I remember in playing Marvel's Avengers on PC, that after a while there was not enough variety in the phrases that they said. So after, it did get a bit annoying. So hopefully they've got a nice let's see what we got here. A nice range of comments here. It looks like there might be a nebula running around over there. That's kind of fun and cool. So even though, let's see, we've got, it looks like an Iron Man flying around. Now, the point that I've made, that there's an Iron Man that you can kind of see there, that I get a little bit worried about is, in these modes, if it feels very stale and generic and you're just flying around and things aren't truly interactive, that's when I get to be a little bit like, all right, this is stale. So as Star-Lord goes to do this, I'm looking for actual real reasons to pull off abilities, real ways to get away from an ability, and actually win against some NPC, or not some NPCs, but some AI enemies. So you can see that was kind of an interesting combo where he's starting here and he's still attacking these like little brood dragon type characters, and it just switches the angle a little bit as he's attacking them. And it looked like there was a little piece of gear or something that dropped there. But if these things aren't like, see how it's just like, it looked like it was stunned a little bit there. That's the part where it's like, okay, if they get, all right, now watch this guy over here. It looks like he's just kind of like, it might be some sort of magnet that's pulling him in. But if the AI is just like real generic and doesn't do much and is not really attacking you and swiping over here and still hitting you, if their hitboxes are, that's going to be like, all right, this doesn't feel real at all. Right there. So it does look like it's some sort of swirl, and maybe that's Nebula again. I don't know what stuff called. It's pulling the enemy in. Yeah, it looked like it just had it up in the air, so that's okay. There's a Floral Colossus here. Probably some sort of mini boss.
Let's pump it up.
Having some music. And again, I'm really looking to see how the AI is attacking and how I'm attacking the AI here. So, you know, I think the gameplay is pretty cool if that comes into play. If it doesn't really, if my moves don't make it so that I am able to like actually actively decide what I'm doing and hitting in the game, that part is going to be a little bit annoying for me. I'm just not going to like it, frankly. So, you know, again, as you see this, it seems decently smooth. Seems like he's flying around. The AI is not around him too much, but they're there. You know, you can't tell how much HP he's losing or, you know, if he's got energy or anything like that. It's just showing the gameplay. And they're controlling the AI pretty good here. So I don't want to judge too quickly about that, but that is the thing that I'm going to continue to keep an eye out for. And will really determine how much this game sucks me in or not. So, but I love seeing this. Star-Lord playable at launch. Like I mentioned, I'm getting really hyped for this game. We'll see what Danny says about this as well. And then you've got a Rocket. That's right, Rocket and Groot kind of peek up, which is pretty neat. So let's see. Does Danny have anything about that one? I don't remember if he did or not. But yeah. So let's see. What's he say here? He's just talking about, you know, some of the stuff he's doing there. So nothing too crazy, but yeah, so that's what I got. I want to do shoot a quick video on it. As this stuff keeps coming out, I'll continue to cover it. Very excited for the game. Like I mentioned, Discord link in the description below. Hammer down on that like button, click that notification bell, subscribe, follow along for the 10K giveaway. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.